Hi guys, I'm Adam from Top Dog, and this super cutie here is Lily. She's about a 16-week-old lab puppy, and her owners brought something up today that I wanted to share with you guys how I deal with or how I manage, because it's a really common thing. It's a question I get asked a lot online or in person, in classes, things like that, and it's something that's really simple, but you just got to kind of know how to do it in order to fix it. And what I'm talking about is a common problem that we see with dogs is that folks don't know how to get their dog to listen without a treat. Now, I'm a huge believer in using food to train dogs, to shape behaviors and to ask them to do things for me. And I feel like it works really, really well. And so I use food, but then I also know how to phase that food out. And that's where a lot of folks have a little bit of a disconnect with their dog, is they try to quit cold turkey. And they tell me, Adam, my dog is great when I've got a treat in my hand. I get the treat out of my hand, or I try to ask them to sit at the veterinarian's office or whatever, and they won't do it because no treat in your hand. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you kind of the steps that I go through to start phasing out having that treat in my hand, but getting a dog that long term will be just as reliable and obedient for me as they are when I've got a treat in my hand. So first of all, we'll just walk through some basic stuff here real quick. So just like most of you guys probably have done, most folks are able to shape basic behaviors by doing what we call luring their dog. You put the treat right in front of the dog's nose, you go up with it, the dog's butt hits the ground, right? Good. Get her over here so you can see a little clearer. There you go. So you just kind of go up. But then, folks get a little concerned because then the dog doesn't do it as well when there's not a treat in your hand. So let me tell you, the first thing I like to do is to use a treat pouch. That's kind of my step one when I'm working with young puppies. So we have these really basic treat pouches here at the facility. Cute little logo on them, our Top Dog logo. They're cheap. If you're local, come by and pick one up. They're only $5. You can find those. That's just a nail apron. That's something you can find at pretty much any hardware store. As they get a little older and more worn out, they start looking like this. They've had lots of greasy treats in them. Off. And so you just put it on, you tie it on, it's quick, it's easy. You can get to your treats really quickly. So you wear it just like that, and then you can put your treats right in the pouch. And then what that does is it's kind of your first transition. So now I can still ask the dog to do things for me without having to have those treats right in my hand, but I can reward quickly. And we want to make that little transitional step from getting away from having that lure. Like I said, we call it luring in the dog training world. So kind of picture yourself, I tell people, you think about like the old cartoons where people used to dangle a carrot in front of a horse to get it to pull a wagon. That's kind of what we're doing when we're trying to tell them to sit or lay down or come, any of those things. But now we're going to get rid of the lure. Now they should kind of know the hand signal. So, no lure in my hand. Lily, sit. But I'm still going to reward. If I just quit cold turkey, here you go, free. Lily's going to do it once or twice, off. And then she's going to get to the point where she says, well, I'm not doing that anymore. They took away the paycheck. This is no fun. I can't keep working without a paycheck. So that's kind of step one. The next step that I like to do after practicing for a couple days like that is I'll go ahead, get rid of the treat pouch entirely, and I'll still ask her to do some behaviors for me. But now I'm going to not have the treat pouch. I'm going to switch to just having my treats like up on some kind of counter. If you're practicing in your kitchen, just up on the kitchen counter or something like that. So they're out of reach of the dog, so the dog's not super distracted, but you're just gonna do the same thing as when you introduce the treat pouch. You're still gonna work with the dog, and when the dog does the behavior, you reward it. So let's say I wanna practice the down command. What I'm gonna do, still act like I did just before when I had the treats with me. I'm gonna ask the dog to down, use that same hand motion I did when I had a treat in my hand. Down, good girl. And then up, grab a treat, and reward the dog. Free. Good girl. Now, free is just our release command. That's just the word we use to release the dog once they've done the behavior. So, it would look like that for any of the behaviors we're working on. If I had a little bit more room here, or I had the camera further away, I'd show you, practicing the come command. The dog comes to us, and then boom, we reach behind us, grab a treat. So again, we're just trying to get them to quit fixating on our hands. You'll get dogs that are so smart, they'll look at your hands and they'll say, oh, I don't see a treat. I'm gonna go do my own thing. And that's what we're trying to get rid of. We're trying to get the dog to think, wow, these people can come up with treats all the time. I might as well keep doing it. Now, once we get to this point where we've got the treats up on a shelf or something, that's when we start employing what we call variable rewards, okay? Now, variable reward makes a lot of sense to people when I explain it and relate it to humans. So before I go any further talking about variable rewards, I want you to stop and think about something for a quick second. Why do people play the lottery? You got any answers? They play the lottery because they never know when they're going to win. There's that excitement. A lot of times people play the lottery and they'll win $5 here or $10 there, and it keeps them wanting to engage more. The same thing is true of variable reward systems with dogs. What we do is we start rewarding, and instead of rewarding every single time, we're going to reward maybe if we do something 10 times, maybe we'll reward the 3rd time, the 7th time, and the 10th time. And then the next time, if we do it 10 times again, maybe we'll reward the 1st time, the 5th time, and the 7th time. You know, so we're just mixing up. We're doing these variable rewards, and that keeps the dog engaged. That keeps them wanting more. Now, with a young puppy, we're still going to give pretty frequent rewards. Even when we're doing variable rewards and we're phasing out those treats, we're still going to give pretty frequent rewards. But as she gets older and older, she might work for us all day. She might go for a walk around the block, practice the place command a couple times, do some sits and some downs, and she might only get 1 or 2 rewards the whole day. Because we don't expect people to go home and keep a pocket full of treats, right? So this is something that does take time. It's not difficult, but it is a little time consuming. So if you practice this, I promise you, you can get your dog to be just as reliable as they are with a treat, but you're able to get rid of those treats by practicing this method that I just explained to you. It's something you want to spread out. Every dog's going to be different. Lily's a really smart dog. I think in a matter of a week or 2, I can probably have her working for very infrequent rewards right now. Whereas right now, when there's not a treat in her mom's hand, she said she's not nearly as likely to work for her. So, guys, I hope this helps you out. I hope you feel like you learned something today. Again, you want to practice this in order to get a more reliable dog. That's our goal, is a dog that's going to be just as obedient with the treat as they are without a treat. You always hear us talking about the tools we use in training. Food is just another great tool. And we want our dogs to always be reliable, whether we're using tools or not. But that's something that takes time. You can't just do it quick and cold turkey, because when you do, your dog says, well, you took away my paycheck. I don't want to work for you anymore. Again, I'm Adam from Top Dog. Hope this pro tip helped you out a little bit. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below, and I'll try my best to get to them and answer them. Otherwise, you can visit our website at topdogtexas.com, where you can shoot me an email directly. If you like the video, please hit that like button, and of course, subscribe to us if you haven't already. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day. Good girl, come here. Place? Yes, good girl.